Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Okay, so by now, if you are a fan, as I am, of the Real Housewives of Potomac, you've probably heard about Karenhuger. My question is, did Miss Karenhuger make a serious mistake? Did she make a serious mistake? So she had the DUI, and this was number four, as I understand. The sentencing was on February 26th, and she was found guilty. Here we have an article by Andy Cohen. He breaks his silence on Karenhuger's prison sentence, saying drunk driving is no joke. I'm going to play an excerpt, and it makes me wonder if maybe Karenhuger made a serious mistake. So on the show, at the reunion that aired this past Sunday, I want you to listen to what Giselle says about the sentencing. The videos were out there. They were trying to get the videos, her attorney thrown out, but that was obviously not a success. Real quick, it says Andy Cohen is speaking on Karenhuger's recent prison sentence. Okay. And it just says that basically it's no joke. He was sad to hear about the entire thing and how it's played out, as he is a Karen fan. But again, drunk driving is no joke. He says, I'm not surprised that the judge was not playing. I'm not surprised at all. He continued adding, I mean, it's so sad. And it is. So let's go ahead, and I want you to hear what Giselle said. Again, this is her, as I understand, her Karenhuger, fourth DUI. And it appears that maybe she wasn't far from home, so she thought she was driving. Then there was a statement that was said, hey, guess what? Karen wasn't driving. Well, who was driving? And even she said she wasn't driving. So, but listen to this, and I think maybe Miss Huger, the Grand Dame, I think maybe she made a huge mistake. Here's a reunion, an excerpt. And then he's asking them if
you all think Karen decided to take this case to trial.
I don't know.
And keep in mind, Winnie's husband mentioned that she could get, possibly house arrest. So he's asking the women on the stage at the reunion, are they surprised she decided to take this to trial?
Legal counsel, knowing that footage was out there, who would advise that she has a public trial?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And maybe she didn't remember what happened that night. Maybe when we were watching the footage, maybe she was watching it like us and seeing how awful she was.
That's probably the first time she saw it. She remembered. Weeks ago was reported that her counsel asked for the footage to be suppressed before she went to trial.
Yes.
So it's clear that not only were they aware of the footage, they were also aware of the context because they didn't want it out.
They're trying to get rid of it.
I hope that answers your question.
I know. It's big delusion.
So Giselle says it's big delusion, big delusion.
From what I understand, she pushed it. She didn't want to.
So here's what Giselle is saying. Again, I think the Grand Dame made a grand mistake.
A deal.
What?
Yeah.
Was she offered a deal?
Twice.
What kind of deal?
So she's saying that she did not want to take a deal. Wow. Given that footage is out there.
Yes. Before she went to trial.
Yes.
So it's clear that not only were they aware of the footage, they were also aware of the context because they didn't want it out.
They're trying to get rid of it.
I hope that answers your question.
I know. It's big delusion. That's from what I understand, she pushed it. She didn't want to take any deal.
What?
Yeah.
Was she offered a deal?
Twice.
What kind of deal?
I've heard 6 months house arrest. Yeah. I heard 60 days jail.
And she didn't take 6 months house arrest?
Ay. I mean, I'd have taken that.
I would have taken it.
I would have I love my house.
I would have bedazzled my life.
Slippers on.
It's her reputation,
her brand, I'm sure. Now, her lawyer did not tell me this. I don't want that to be out there. But this is what I heard credibly. But I feel like she thought she'd win.
Yeah. Something that probably did.
How can you win when you have that footage out there? And I did see an excerpt of it where she was, when they had arrested her, and she was sitting in the police car and she was like, do you know who I am? I was like, wow, that's interesting. I think they're well aware of who she is. So I find it incredible that given the videotape was out there, I mean, she even had, she threw up. It was on her little Gucci bag. She threw up, was way out of it. Even her hairdo, she looks glamorous. All women wear wigs, all nationalities. So it's not just a black woman thing. Even her hair was kind of twisted where I don't know what happened. But 6 months. And now The sentence occurred February 26th. She was found guilty, of course, facing 2 years in prison. However, she was sentenced to 2 years, but 1 year deferred, as I understand. So basically, she will be serving 1 year in jail. 1 year in jail, and I believe it's to be served at the jail, of course, in the city. So where she resides, it's not going to be like shipped off to a prison facility. But still, 1 year in jail versus 6 months of house arrest in your beautiful mansion. I don't know how she thought she could win. Maybe she thought the Karenhuger card, she's with what she calls the Black Bill Gates. I think that's a stretch, but that's okay. I don't know how she thought she could win, given that extensive video footage that was out there, and her attorney was not able to suppress it. So did Karenhuger make a huge mistake? I cannot imagine her, Miss 666, even being in jail in a jumpsuit. There will be no glam. There will be no sleep number. So what do you think? She should have taken the 6 months house arrest. You can still film, lady. You can film in your home. You can still do Zoom. I don't understand. She should have taken a 6 months house arrest. She would have still been able to film. But how she thought she could win, maybe she thought her name carried more weight than what it did. But again, the video was out there. The slurred speech, sometimes incoherent, the horrible throw up. The video was out there. So do you know who I am? That's what I heard her say to one officer. And he was speaking with her. She was in the front seat of the police car at that time that I saw. I think they definitely know who you are. That's why you got the deal. I mean, this is number 4. Reportedly number 4 on her DUI, driving under the influence, and all the multiple charges. So I think she made a bad call. Now she's been sentenced. So found guilty, 2 years, 1 year deferred. Now they're wanting her to serve. She's been sentenced to serve 1 year in a jail. Ms. Huger, I think you made a huge mistake. Let me know what you all think. Does the reality of it all, maybe the wealth, does it go to a person's head that you're untouchable? You're not. The video is out there. And again, reportedly, it's number 4, not number 2, number 4 DUI. And that's why they had her, as Sheena Ray discussed it, as a driver. It was said that, hey, maybe she was like, maybe only 4 miles from home or not very far, and she thought she could do it. I'm just questioning why she said, because she did say it, that she wasn't driving. So I don't know who else could have been driving. Did someone jump out the car and run? That's why someone contacted Ashley with that. And if that's the case, then why would you not say, hey, I was in the car with this person? I'm not sure. It's very fuzzy to me. So it leads me to think that, hey, the good chick was probably driving. Where that came from, maybe she was incoherent or maybe had a loop-de-loo moment. I don't know. But I think Ms. Huger made a huge mistake. Anyone would rather face 6 months of confinement to your lovely home compared to being a year in a county jail. The entrees are not going to be to her liking. There will be no sleep number. I think it's like a steel bunk or something. Oh, and the bathroom, grand dame, the bathroom. Oh my God. I think this is going to be enough to send her over the edge. A grave mistake has happened. Not trying to be morbid. I thought so much can happen in a year. Her husband, Ray, is a lot older than she. Heaven forbid, what if something happens to Ray while she's in there? What if something happened to her while she's in there? You're not going to be in there with celebrity Hollywood. I've heard of things. Why? Because I've heard of things happening to people in jail. They have to go to the prison to get attacked in jail. So no glam, no sleep number. The entrees will not be to her liking. I'm afraid this is going to have a major toll on her, not just physically, emotionally, and mentally. I really do. So I think she made a huge mistake. I really think by not accepting the deal, she just made life a lot harder for herself. I really believe that. I believe she's made life a lot harder for herself. Anyway, what do you all think? Who would have not have taken the deal? 60 days in jail. Now you're facing a year in jail. The best deal was the 6 months house arrest. And Giselle is saying, hey, this here is from a very, very credible source. So I think she made a huge deal. Maybe sometimes people think that they're a lot more, this will never happen to me. Think again, Miss Huger. Looks like it's already happened.
What?
Yeah,
Was she offered a deal?
twice.
What kind of deal?
I've heard 6 months house arrest.
Yeah.
I heard 60 days jail.
And she didn't take 6 months house arrest?
Ay, ay, ay.
I mean, I'd have taken that.
I would have taken it.
I would have.
Maybe you think your life is a lot larger. Maybe you're not as huge as you thought you were, Miss Huger. So I think I just can't imagine her. I mean, me, I'm not for locking up. I just couldn't. I can't imagine. So let me know what you all think. Just turned down allegedly 60 days in jail, which that would have been a no thank you, but 6 months house arrest? Offered a deal twice. Miss Huger, I think you've made what I would consider a huge mistake, and I'm out.